All right, hi there everybody. It's been a while, but I'm back just to give you a little update on things. First of all, I just want to say that the other day I was in a company car going along this section of highway, and I was behind a plumbing company's dump truck that was full of dirt and had a 2-axle flatbed behind it that was probably carrying the excavator that had filled the dump truck with the dirt. And it went over a bump that's just up ahead here on the road, and you've probably heard many times and didn't realize it, but it's a pretty severe bump in the roadway. And the trailer parted company with the dump truck right in front of me. And fortunately, the safety chains kept the trailer from really going into a different zip code, but it was fishtailing real hard behind this dump truck on an oscillation that got wilder and wilder. Sparks flying from the dragging hitch. In fact, I think there may be marks on the road, which I'll see here in a minute if there are. And yeah, just kind of a wild thing to have happen right in front of you. And it took a while for the driver of the truck to realize that the trailer was not attached, because I think he had so much dirt in the dump bed that the trailer moving around didn't really shake the truck enough until between the combination of my flashing my lights at him and maybe the oscillations hitting just hard, getting big enough that they were starting to really yank on those chains, caught his attention. So just going over this section of roadway reminds me of that. And in fact, I'm gonna hit the exact same bump right now in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so anyway, that was enough to cause the trailer to go off. And there are marks actually on the road now that I look. So that's a side story. All right, so where's the car? Well, I will cross 137,000 miles in the next day or so. And I had said I was going to get suspension work done, and I have had that suspension work done. The suspension is all new except for the driver's upper control arm and the connecting links on the front, which I have done on a previous YouTube video, how to do those, and the rear lower control arms, which again, there's a YouTube video that I've posted on how to do those. Everything else is new, and it has tightened up the ride a bit. It's certainly quieted it down some. I think that some of the oscillations I sometimes get on windy days are probably due to the struts. I have the coil suspension. There's no air suspension on this car, and they are the originals. So that'll probably be coming at some point. Overall, the ride is great. It's just in high crosswinds I notice some wandering a little bit, but not really a big deal yet. None of them are leaking yet. So we'll see how long they go, because the parts from Tesla have been very expensive, and there really isn't an aftermarket. I haven't seen a good aftermarket option for the coil suspension rear-wheel drive S. If you see one, let me know. I have a couple that I've kind of had my eye on, but I haven't seen anybody have first-hand experience with them, so I don't know if they're actually any good. I do have some clicking going on with the rear axle. I am hopeful that it just needs to be maybe some grease in the splines and retorque the axle nuts. I had done a gorilla retorque on them, gorilla being me, a monkey, just with a wrench, and that seemed to quiet it down for, I don't know, a week or so, but they're clicking again on and off, forward, backward motion, and it's definitely at the wheel. It's not at the, well, 95% sure it's the wheel, not the drive unit. I still have a rear driver's door. I think it's actually that side. No, it's this side. It's that side. Anyway, it's a rear driver door handle that doesn't work, and I haven't gotten around to fixing it because nobody rides back there really anymore. Because my kids are gone most of the time. And I have on my to-do list replacing the headlight bulbs. They are the original headlight bulbs from 2014, 137,000 miles ago. But every now and then my right headlight has been spontaneously going out. And if I reset it, put it into parking lights and then throw it back onto headlight or auto, it comes back on. But that's kind of annoying. So I think that I will just go ahead and replace those. I'm going to try some LED bulbs that I got, but I'm not super hopeful about them because the color temperature is different, and I don't know if I'm going to like that or not. So I haven't prioritized doing that. And of course, the outstanding issues always are the drive unit. It's not a coolant delete. It's not the original, but it is an early refurbishment, so that's kind of a ticking time bomb. And the battery seems to be fine. It hasn't gotten any better or any worse, so I guess that'll be, who knows? Who knows anymore? With 11-year-old, fairly high mileage, I guess, EV. I have a coworker who finally might be bringing another Model S to the parking lot at my work, but it's going to be one of this era. And he was asking for advice on what to get, and I'm like, well, there's a lot to consider. There's a lot to consider. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens or not. As far as the update on how things are going, more macro Tesla, I took advantage of one of the recent unexplainable, irrational, both of those runs up in the stock price to unload what was left of my holdings in the company. Very happy to be out of the drama. Sold it higher than what it's trading at as of now, and so I missed out on the all-time highs, but also I just don't care what happens in that regard anymore, and that is a wonderful thing, even though I got to deal with the taxes for this year and stuff like that because it had gone up quite a lot. I'm thinking of selling off some of my early merchandise that I've received too, just because I don't know, feel like I'm not going to be traveling with a Tesla branded suitcase anytime soon, and I got all this stuff as referral prizes anyway. I've already sold off my Arachnid wheels like a year ago and some other things that I wasn't using, but I still have some things, and it just it's a level of enthusiasm that I don't necessarily want to be advertising to strangers in an airport or whatever. So I'll probably get rid of those, or at least only use them for road trips. They're really nice suitcases, actually. It's kind of a shame, but the politics are what they are. And I just don't want people thinking about politics when they see my stuff. I just want them to see my stuff, and that should be enough. Cybertruck has turned out to be a sales failure, as most of us, I think, said it would be. So that's the update on that. I'll leave it as it is. Let's see. Model Y is doing allegedly autonomous robotaxi work. I'm not sure that I believe that. I think that, I'm just going to say, I'm just not sure that I believe that I still don't think that that's a good business plan for anything, and I just don't get it. I'm not in the full self-driving camp and never have been. So I'm going to leave it at that. I think Waymo, that they weren't so. I think you really need something kind of in between the two. I don't see anybody doing that yet. There's been rumors of a shortened version of a Model Y coming out, possibly as the cheap Tesla. I think that's an awful lot of development work to come out with just an iteration on a product you already have, that if they don't make it vastly different, I just don't see that being a thing. I really think that when it comes to inexpensive EVs, the only thing keeping Tesla alive is the fact that we don't have Chinese EVs in the US and don't appear to be getting them anytime in the next few years. So it will be more interesting to me to see how things shake out in Europe, where there are viable, inexpensive competitors, because I think that eventually what happens there is going to happen here one way or the other, including they're just going to build them here and bypass that tariff stuff. And I know that a lot of people will be like, oh, well, that's all we wanted in the first place, was for stuff to be built here. Well, it's easy to say until they undercut you on prices, because they've already designed it and it's just stamping out things. Elon, I don't know what's going on with Elon. I don't think anybody knows what's going on with Elon. I think that he thought that maybe he would quell down the controversy by starting a third political party so that he could just get whatever. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that my views don't align enough with Elon in the general that I really want that person being an example to how we want family life to be conducted, morals, ethics, all those things, and politics. So I just don't see this going anywhere. I just think he's lost all the momentum and all of the aspirational associations that there used to be with Iron Man and all of that sort of mystique. think that's maybe the best word. I think the mystique around Elon and Tesla is just gone, and it is not coming back. It just is not coming back. And that's going to kill the party, and eventually this party idea he has. And I think it's still eventually, I think it may eventually kill Tesla as a consumer product. We will see. We will see. But I don't know. I think it's a cancer. I think it's going to take time, but I don't see it getting better. I don't see anything that gets it better. Last thing, just to round out, kind of an update. I guess it's just kind of an update video. Is this is kind of our auto racing summer. Me and my son, we just got back from Watkins Glen IMSA weekend. You've seen those videos posted on the channel if you are a subscriber. And that's fantastic. Again, I know I said this last year, I'll say it again this year. Just a fantastic event if you're at all interested in really professional grade, high-end machinery, high-end engineering, and all access. The access you have to the cars, the paddock, the pit lane, the drivers, everything is just fantastic. You don't have to go to Watkins Glen to get that experience. You can go to any IMSA event, and it sounds like they're all kind of structured that way. IMSA just doing a fantastic job of keeping their fans engaged and motivated to show up, and kudos to them. And you should try for that. This coming weekend we will be in Wellsboro, Pennsylvania, for the Susquehanna Trail Rally. I think there's another word in there. I can't remember what it is, but it's like STP. I don't know what the P stands for. Susquehanna Trail, Pennsylvania. I don't know, something. But it's amateur rally, or it's not amateur. It's professional amateur. I don't know. This is for our first time going to that event, so we're really excited to see a rally in person. I've watched them for years on TV. It's going to be great to see that in person. And then the week after that is the Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix. Also an event, if you haven't been and you're in the Pittsburgh or Western Pennsylvania region, oh my gosh, do come. And I'll try and get this up in time to give you the info. All right, thanks for watching.